The Grub Delver deck, green, red, blue, black. I joked about the possibility of 5-color Delver. Here we have Jason Schneck with 4 colors, but a different 4 colors.
This is greedy.
Issuing,
yeah. So greedy.
Actually, on my list of decks you've seen, I wrote Greed Delver at this point.
This is Greed Delver. This is the greediest deck I've ever seen. No, never mind. All right, so let's be. There are always greedier decks. So 4-color Delver, he has a Delver turn 1, and this deck has more creatures than any other Delver deck I've ever seen. At 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the chance of flipping Delver significantly lower on the blind side. So he's going to need a little brainstorm help usually, or I was trying to set that up. Didn't work out.
No luck.
Or just continue.
But Jason does daze David's turn 1 play of Deathrite Shaman and attacks for 1.
Deathrite Shaman, probably one of the most impactful newer cards that has breached into Legacy. It came around the same set as Abrupt Decay, so we were both jumping in Legacy. And that card, I urged friends to pick playsets and playsets and playsets of both, because the value of those cards is just going to skyrocket. Because look how many decks play these cards. Every other deck has Deathrite Shaman and Abrupt Decay in it, so it's
seems that way.
Tough to avoid. All right, so in his 5 or 4-color Delver deck, he's got Abrupt Decay, he's got Tarmogoyf, and then he plays a Geist-Saint Trap, and then at some point he wants a Thoughtseize, so he's doing it all.
That's the greedy part there, the Geist-Saint Trap.
He doesn't have any Wasteland here. Oh, he has 3 Wasteland here too. Give me a break. Give me a break. Punish this man.
He's made it this far.
Oh wow, so Jason doesn't really... Is Jason winning in at 6 and 2?
Well, these gentlemen both...
David's definitely winning in at 6, 1, and 1, or probably. Jason Schneck is, I don't know, is 7 and 2 going to make it? I guess we'll find out.
According to the standings I have, these should actually be reversed. David Barber is 6 and 2, and Jason Schneck is 6, 1, and 1.
Okay, all right. So we'll switch that up. We'll get it fixed for you. But even so, is the X and 2 fighting for a top 8 spot here, or is it?
He is the tops of the 18 pointers. David Barber is, and he has a 4% advantage in the opponent's match win percentage.
Okay, so he's got a good shot then. So let's,
reasonable.
We'll call this a win and in for all intents and purposes. All right, so Delver flipped with the assistance of the Ponder. We have a second land here. We have Brainstorm. It looks like he's going to go with. Waiting. Thinking.
He's thinking about firing off that Thoughtseize.
I like brainstorming first, because then you can brainstorm, then shuffle away 2 cards you don't want, and then crack the land and then Thoughtseize. So that way you don't have to Thoughtseize and then waste your fetch land without brainstorming here. But he doesn't listen to me. No one listens to me.
I knew what was up.
You know.
I just want to see David's hand as much as Jason does. So let's just get this over with.
Yeah, I would say. There's a lot of things I can't do in Magic, but casting Brainstorm, I've been around that block.
Most likely going away here.
Him to Trock is kind of scary. All right, well
he's got the Brainstorm ready, so...
Yeah, I still don't like getting him, I guess. You definitely take a Abrupt Decay with a Flip Delver, but, you know, I just am upset about the him, that's all.
Well, we're going to sing a little song here.
All right, let's sing a song.
Give me all your cards.
See,
or just 2 of them at random.
I had a song request, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to keep my voice. I don't want you guys to, I don't want to, you know, put you to shame with my voice. I have a voice of an angel.
Oh, really?
You heard me at the bar last night, right? At the pub?
Oh, that was terrible.
He's saying, oh, come on now.
Goodness gracious.
You guys missed it. You should hang out more often with us, the listeners here. We were at a little pub, and they had 90s hits for the, you know, about an hour and a half straight, so...
Yeah, it started off with like back-to-back Matchbox 20.
Yeah, what a great...
Matchbox 40
classic,
right there.
Classic. All right, so Brainstorm here.
Brainstorm in response to him. I'm going to look at some cards and put back some spells.
Yep, I think he's going to pack... Probably going to pack Stifle, and he does.
Does he care about Stifle? How important
I don't think he cares about... I don't think he cares about Thoughtseize, really. He saw his hand. His hand is... David's hand's pretty garbage. He has a Force of Will with no blue card. So... Now let's see what he's going to get. And lands.
Surprise!
Ah, take that.
Some Flooded Strands.
Okay, so David is now playing the second Deathrite Shaman and then passing the turn. He could attack with a Deathrite Shaman. Why didn't he attack? Get that damage in.
Yeah, there you go. Missing a point of damage could be very important.
It's a legacy, the legacy mantra. Missing damage here and there. People just like to do it. We don't need to maximize our damage. All right, so he's thinking of what to do. He's tapping a blue.
Every point matters.
Yeah. He should go with a Thoughtseize here. Thoughtseize coming soon. Oh, she's going to ponder first. Ponder, then Thoughtseize. And it reveals the stifle again.
Yeah, there's that stifle he put back. Now that there are two Deathrite Shamans, we may get into a racing situation here where, well, I was going to say the stifle could make a difference in stopping a Deathrite activation. Jason decides, nah, toss him back, and he accidentally shuffled half of his deck upside down, so he's going to go through quick and fix it up.
I like that. Can't stand it when my cards are upside down.
Yeah.
No.
Gives me the willies.
He gives you the heebie-jeebies.
The Jeepers Creepers. Even. Look at those peepers. Let's take a look with Thoughtseize taking Force of Will. And just leaves the Verdant Catacombs. Now, both gentlemen pretty much hell-bent. I guess we got some lands here. Barber with a Wasteland cuts out, thinking about what color to cut out.
Definitely
cut
the
white,
definitely the
or
black,
the green,
you don't want
or the black. Yeah, everything makes blue. Cuts the white.
Okay, well,
says I'm not sure what you're playing the white for.
Problem is these decks have 4 Abrupt Decay, so definitely the green or black is the cards you want, because they're. I mean, Abrupt Decay is the threatening card, and Tarmogoyf, huge card in this matchup as well. The white. There's not so much there. Not so much there.
Yeah. I might have gone for the Tropical Island.
Yeah,
I can't. I
can't fault you either way. I would take one of the other lands, but and Wasteland here. I think he drew Abrupt Decay too, so I think he drew the actual card we were jesting about.
Jason Schneck fires back with a Wasteland on Bayou. Easy choice for him. Bayou versus 2 Underground Seas.
Okay, so I think he has Abrupt Decay. No need to use it now.
David Barber is going to start draining. 2 points at a time.
That's the, is that the drain sound?
Yeah, we need sound. I would love
a soundboard.
Yeah, exactly. I'd love to have a soundboard.
Let's go ahead and we'll email the powers that be and we'll get our soundboard.
Then I wouldn't have to do all my own sound effects.
Right, yeah. Yeah, we can have all the best from all the 80s movies that you love and adore, all the Top Gun quotes you could want on a soundboard.
Jason Schneck.
I do like Top Gun, though. It's a good movie.
He's got... His sleeves are a mess. If he makes the top 8 here, he should switch his... He should re-sleeve his deck.
I mean, I can't talk, but... So what other hot movies do you like besides Top Gun? Are you like a Pulp Fiction guy, all those kind of...
No.
90s,
not Tarantino at all.
No, you're not a Tarantino guy?
No, I mean, I'm 80s. Top Gun was 1986. Someone tweeted that yesterday.
I know.
I actually, if you've ever been to
all
San
the
Diego...
Ghostbusters were 80s that you kept quoting. You like Ghostbusters?
If you've ever been to San Diego, the bar there, it's like a Kansas City barbecue bar in San Diego, is where they filmed a lot of the scenes for Top Gun. And after Grand Prix San Diego this year, some judges and I went there. I didn't even know this was the actual bar, but they had a bunch of photos and they had some descriptions, and I was like, oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
And all of my friends are like, what's Top Gun?
What's Top Gun?
I don't understand.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
And David Barber lands a Tarmogoyf. So the life totals have been shrinking here. There you go. How big is this Tarmogoyf? Count it up for us.
We'll find out here. I've had students ask me who Dave Chappelle was when I did a Dave Chappelle quote. And that upset me a little bit because that's only like 10 years ago.
But your students are teenagers.
Yeah, that's true. I shouldn't probably be talking about Dave Chappelle.
4-5. So we have a plated worm on the battlefield.
Get him. Problem is, Jason's life total is not exactly healthy.
No, I mean, that Tarmogoyf immediately puts him under threat of death here at 6 life.
Yeah, so he went from having...
But what are you going to do, chump block?
I mean, if
you have to, but...
If you have to, you have to, but...
It's not a great position.
No, he's definitely hurting right now.
I would just, rather than chump block here, I would just attack.
Yeah, go out with some dignity. I like it.
And just make David like go crazy. Like, well, what do you have?
Yeah.
Nothing. I got nothing.
Yeah.
Why did you chump block? I don't know. Didn't want to.
Chump blocking is like the worst thing to do in Magic.
It's a bad feeling.
That's definitely, you know, the end of the road, if you will. Hitting the old dusty trail. That's it's not good. Not good at all. So Jason, I don't know what's in his hand. Do you see his hand? Can't be anything relevant because it was a creature. He just attack, plays creature, and chump block. So I think he's just.
It's pretty easy. There's a red pill and a blue pill. You attack or you chump block.
Yeah, here comes the attack.
And he attacks. I don't know which that is, though. Is that the good one or the bad one for him? We'll find out. Drain for 2. Stifle. That's not going to do anything because he can untap and drain again.
Yeah.
Unless he has another.
No, he has a
Stifle?
land. He has a land in his hand. I saw it.
Another Stifle? Does he have it?
No, he has a land.
Okay.
I like his play. I like the attack there. You got to try because you're not going to win if you're just throwing your Flip Delver into that. So
yeah, because you don't have a 1-card answer that deals with Tarmogoyf and Deathrite Shaman, right? So they were both threats.
And this, we've seen the lack of, you know, oomph that Stifle's had in a couple matches on camera now.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the last time that happened, not 1, not 2, but about, you know, 5,000 Legacy players all said Stifle is unplayable and took it all out of their decks. And then the Grand Prix came along where Entomb was unbanned, or excuse me, Grizzlebrand came out and everyone was playing Reanimator. And a friend of mine, Daryl, who top forward with 4 Stifle when everybody said it was not very good, top forward that Grand Prix. And then after that, people gradually started coming on. And now you're a fool if you don't run 4 Stifle. It's funny how Legacy goes. First you're a savior, then you're a fool, then you're a savior again in the format. So
Stifle is one of those cards that's cute, but I think you use the word oomph, lack of oomph.
Yeah, like especially there. It's great when you hit a fetch land. Yeah, sure, you stone rain your opponent for 1 mana. You're probably going to win that match. But when you're not doing that, and a lot of these decks, you saw Painter's Tournament that doesn't have any fetch lands. A lot of the combo decks don't have fetch lands. So you have these decks that are low on fetch lands. Dredge doesn't really have any fetch lands. And you can do some cute things with Stifle against them. But like you said, they're cute. They're okay.
It's like when you're begging your opponent to have a triggered or activated ability just so you can use it and get it out of your hand.
Exactly.
It's like,
and what do you do on turn 1 a lot of times? You have a Stifle in your hand and you have a Ponder. You can't even Ponder. You got to say go and hopefully they play a fetch land. And then they don't play a fetch land. They play a regular land that thought sees you or do something with it. So it's a lot of cat and mouse. And you're not really doing much with that. You don't really have a lot of claws and teeth with that card. So
is it cat and mouse or is it mouse and elephant?
The mouse scares elephants, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh.
So maybe that doesn't work.
No, yeah, I think the elephants are scared of those.
I was thinking the elephant would just step on the mouse, but for some reason in this relationship, the elephant. I was thinking the elephant. We were talking earlier about cards like Tombstalker that just come over the top and are ridiculously large. And people don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
But then in this case, Stifle the mouse
it's
is
like
being
a mighty dwarf or a horse. Oh, there's a nerd reference for you, huh? Dwarves are scared of horses. Did you know that?
No.
You
Why
didn't
would
know
they
that?
be?
Because they're big and scary. They don't like them. They don't like being off the ground. It's lore. It's true. Trust me.
Okay.
I've done my dwarf research. I know.
Well, I have done my. Yeah. I got nothing for you, JRR. So sideboards. The 4-color Greed Delver deck, Jason Schneck. What is he going to bring in here against a fairly traditional bug list? He's got some more Abrupt Decays, a Source of Plowshares, a Jite, decent for creature matchups, Misdirection, Force of Will. It's just a mishmash. Oh, there we go. Rest in peace.
There we go.
Take that Tarmogoyf. Take that Deathrite Shaman. So when you do that, I don't know, you're supposed to take out your own Deathrite Shamans?
There's always been the
Tarmogoyfs?
weird scenario, and this happens more in Standard back in the day when you had the Reanimator deck in Standard with Deathrite Shamans, board the Deathrite Shamans in against control decks, knowing the control decks you're going to board in Rest in Peace, and it kind of blanks it, so I don't know. I don't like having cards like this. The reason why I don't play Rest in Peace is because I still play 3 Snapcaster Mage. So I'd rather play Snapcaster with Graveyard Hate that I targeted with. And I, for some reason, just blanked on it.
Relic of Preservatives.
The 0 mana one, the Phyrexian mana one.
Oh, you're talking about the black spell.
Yes.
Cranial
Surgical extraction. Thank you. God, I don't know what happened there. See, that's how long it's been since I played Legacy. When did I play Legacy? When was Somerset? Summer?
That was end of July.
End of July. So that's the last time I played a game of Legacy. Played 3 matches of it, or 4 matches of it. And then the time before I played Legacy again was in the Invitational before that.
Shaheen, you got to get out and play more.
Yeah, I do.
Have I played? See, I've played Sanctioned Magic more recently than you.
You probably have. I am playing in 2 weeks, and then I'm going to be playing in the Classic in Virginia Beach. I'm going to be playing in the Grand Prix in Washington, D.C. in December.
Ooh, that's Legacy.
That's Legacy. And I'll be playing in the Invitational in December as well. So there's some magic in my future. I'm excited.
Playing at the Star City Games Invitational in Lost Wages, Nevada.
Lost Wages, Nevada. I've lost a good amount of coin there myself.
Everyone has.
All right, so we brainstorm here. Is that end of turn brainstorm again? I'm not a big fan of this kind of brainstorming. You see this from the pros when they write their articles. Never brainstorm.
This is AJ Soccer's 7 Deadly Sins of Brainstorm.
Yeah.
End of turn brainstorm with no fetch land.
Yeah, he has a fetch land in hand too, so he doesn't need to do this. He can just wait. And there's no hurry to remove brainstorm, because then it's just a bad cantrip, because you only get rid of 1 card. It's just hold on to your brainstorms, boys and girls. If you're at home watching, hold on to your brainstorms.
I mean, the only reason to do that is if maybe he had the equipment in his hand, so putting back the equipment on the bottom would be beneficial.
Or if he's out of land or something extreme like that.
Yeah. So there could be reasons.
But otherwise, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, Wasteland. I think he shuffled a land away too. The 1 card he shuffled away is a land. I like to have a lot of land against the decks with Wasteland in them, so I'll never shuffle away land unless I have a ton. He actually only has 1 more land left, I think. That's no good.
And there's the Tarmogoyf.
That's 2 land left. He has 2 land.
Just an Elvish warrior here.
How happy are you if you're Jason when you get done tap with Batterskull, Stoneforge Mystic?
No. Should we expect any stifles? Oh.
No stifle here. If he wanted to play around stifle, he could have activated Stoneforge Mystic on his own turn, which would have been a good play, I think.
And Vendilion Click has really fallen out of favor as well. That was another big threat you didn't want to untap, let your opponent untap with when you have Stoneforge activation pending.
I've learned that the hard way, and I've actually...
It's a devastating play when that happens.
It is. So here we go. We have a brainstorm. This is the way, Mama intended it to do. Right here. Intended to be.
Mama intended. I thought you were going to say like God intended.
No. Mama taught me well. She taught me how to brainstorm correctly. So we're going to get Thoughtseize here, and nope. In response, we have something to do here. And he's going to get a... You don't force this. You never force a Thoughtseize. I'm not a big Thoughtseize forcer.
Do you think he's acknowledged the germ token trigger? It's kind of awkward. He responded to the Thoughtseize. Now they're clearly resolving Thoughtseize.
So no germ.
Does he have a germ?
I don't think so.
If he said something, I don't know if he said anything. We do not have them mic'd up.
We'll see. If the judge is digging out a germ token, then yes. Otherwise, no. And that is just... That's devastating. That's one of the worst things that can possibly happen to you.
Top 5 worst triggers to miss in Legacy?
Yeah. I think this is number 1. Easily number 1, the worst trigger to miss.
Wow.
Because that's what your deck does.
Yeah.
It's like...
And you've just cheated this into play, and... Well,
now
we'll see what they say here.
Jason Schneck down a game, having the God draw, which is Stoneforge Mystic on turn 2. That's the God draw.
That's the God draw. That's all you need.
And now, all for naught if this germ isn't in play.
How big is Tarmogoyf now?
3/4, and he gets to attack?
Southern Elephant. No, not Southern Elephant. Bigger than that. Okay, Leatherback Baloth.
Yep.
Crash.
Wow, that's a good card for Devotion to Green.
Oh,
Weatherback Balo. Oh, and all the Deuses of Calamity and all those
someone
guys,
mentioned that.
Yeah.
The 5 color or 5 mana.
You can
hybrid
double
guys.
devote with one card.
Yeah.
Double devote. Actually, I don't know if you remember the deck all in red from Extended.
Oh,
remember that deck where they would
Deus
just
of Calamity and the other one, the red-black one.
They were like ritual. They would go land, Simian Spirit Guide, produce 3 or 5 red mana, and then play a Deus on turn 1.
So he's indicating an attack there with Batterskull. We have to talk to the spotter and see if we have a germ token here. Okay. We're getting a report that yes, he did miss the trigger, did not in any way acknowledge the germ generation for the Batterskull.
I feel more like an anarchist of Magic when I see something like that.
What do you mean?
I know it's the rules.
Rage.
Just give the man a germ token. I know you can't.
I mean, David can choose to if he wants.
Give the man a germ token. He needs it. Let's have a real game of Magic. See, things like this are going to be when they delete live Magic and make it all online for us. When we're controlled in the Matrix and we have to sit at home and wake up.
Then you can have things like Nixthos, Shrine of Nyx, not trigger Burning Earth. This is a noted bug that people have seen.
Well, no,
when they use the Devotion mana ability, it's not triggering the damage from Burning Earth. It should.
The computer verse will be perfect by then. Though,
oh,
so,
yeah, of course.
There'll be no glitches in the Matrix.
Of course.
Yeah.
We all know that Magic Online is a perfect program.
It is. It is.
All right, so Abrupt Decay on the Leatherback Baloth.
Do you like playing this Delver here? I think I'd hold it for Force Will. He's already have enough on board anyway. Like I think I like forcing it. We'll see what happens. I bet you he's gonna wish he had that Force Will, because that Abrupt Decay is necessary for this. I think he's gonna need that to kill that Delver, unless he flips his own Delver.
Could flip his own Delver. Could get lucky and keep the Abrupt Decay.
Oh man, he would losing the Squire and Force Will here would just be the best, right? All right. Please don't hit the Abrupt Decay is what Jason's telling himself. He's like, I cannot believe I missed that trigger. This game would have been over if I didn't miss that trigger. What are you going to do against...
See, just say which one you're going to keep when there's 3.
Oh.
No need to roll twice. Just say keep the one I roll.
Right. So what Jason can do here is, at the end of turn, return his Batterskull to his hand, and then replay it with his Stoneforge Mystic. So
no, David Barber using a Wasteland to cut off the Tundra. Oh, but Jason flips his Delver.
I was close to drawing that card. Very close to drawing it. Jason's gonna slow it down a little bit. Basically, it was en route to his hand, and he flipped it upside down. So be very careful.
But Jason decides to race.
I like the race here only because
the Deathrite Shaman certainly is a problem either way, whether you hold back or race.
Well, actually thinking about it, if he races here, he's going to lose the race, obviously. But I guess Jason's thinking, well, if he has a removal spell, then, you know, I'm not getting any damage in, and I'm going to be left here in the dust here. And look what card we noticed not doing anything again. It's Stifle this hand.
Yeah, what is he? He's going to stifle...
He can
now he can stifle the Verdant Catacombs.
So, yeah, I mean, who cares, right? At this point? Because with Deathrite Shaman, you don't, you know, stifling a fetch land now doesn't really actually do too much. You can easily just recover that. Oh man, can't stifle that.
Big old tombs.
Can't stifle that one. Unstifleable.
There you see Tombstalker, the 5/5 flyer with Delve, costs 8 mana, but I don't think anyone in the history of Legacy has ever actually paid 8 mana to cast a spell. Delve reduces the cost for each card in your graveyard you exile, so it can cost as little as black.
Yeah. It's definitely something where, again, the fragile piece. How many times am I going to say that tonight? At least 5 or 6 times.
That is the 15th time.
15th, yeah. Tombstalker is a threat to the stability of Legacy. We're not equipped to deal with 5/5 flyers. It's just there's no. Yeah, it's just we're not changing. We won't go.
For the throat.
No, we won't go. Nah.
Swords to Plowshares.
No thanks. No, thank you.
Jason Schneck with a Deathrite Shaman.
Alright, so draw here. Let's see what we got. I didn't see the card, so I'm not sure. Alright, so race no more, right? And now because he didn't block that one turn, he's actually put himself in a one-turn clock with the Tombstalker. So things have backfired a little bit.
And the Deathrite Shaman.
This game would have been completely different if Batterskull Trigger wasn't missing. Jason knows that. You can see the kind of despair he's playing with right now. I would just be very sad as well.
Yeah, and we have a Twitter comment. You can join the conversation at hashtag SCGMKE you see down there. Sam at the Craven One says, missing a living weapon trigger in a Stoneforge deck is like forgetting to wear pants to the tournament.
But what if you're not, well, we mentioned earlier that neither Ricky or we wear pants in the booth for comfort purposes.
Well,
so.
I guess I missed my Stoneforge, my germ trigger as well.
So Jason,
let's not talk about our wardrobes.
Oh yeah, so Jason loses this 2-0.
There's a bit of a draft.
It's a little chilly in here. So David
Congratulations.
Barber wins. And I don't know, he looks like he's going to top 8, so Jason again.
Yeah, he goes to 7 and 2. He had the highest breakers.
Nothing worse than the mistake made with the top 8 on the line. But hey, it happens to all of us. A lot of us are in that situation where we have everything ready for us, and all the pieces of the puzzle are coming together, and then we goof.